Welcome back, everyone. For today's video, we are going to be doing something a little bit different. We are going to be playing against the one and only ChatGPT. Now, as everybody knows, ChatGPT is a new AI application which has taken the world by storm over the last couple of weeks, and it's supposed to revolutionize the world. So if it can revolutionize the world, surely it can play a complete game of chess and defeat us humans. So let's jump right into it. So I'm going to start our new chat and I'm going to play with the white pieces. Let's start out the first game. I am going to play the move 1e4. Actually, wrong board. I'm going to start with 1e4. So let's see what it intends to do. It decides to play the move 1e5. All right, so I am going to play knight to f3 here. Let's see what it responds with. It responds with knight to f6. Now, after knight to f6, I am going to play the move knight takes e5, and let's see what its third move will be. It responds with knight takes e5, and I am going to say this is an illegal move because you do not have a knight which can capture on e5. Let's see how it responds. I'm sorry about that. That was a mistake on my part. My move is d5 instead. Okay, so it finds a legal move. Let's keep going. So this is e4, e5, knight f3, knight f6, knight takes e5, d5. I will now play e takes d5 in this position. It responds with queen takes d5. So I will play the move. I think queen e2 is best. Maybe d4 is a move. I'm going to play d4 just because then I maybe have bishop c4, knight c3, a lot of quick development here. So I will now play the move d4. Let's see how it responds. It responds by saying d6. Now I am going to respond. That is an illegal move as there is no pawn on d7. Let's see how it responds. It seems to be thinking here. It's thinking. Let's see what the response is. Waiting for a response. And it says, my apologies. It looks like I made another mistake. Let's try that again. My move is knight f6. Now of course ChatGPT already has a knight on f6, so this is not a legal move. I feel like writing something a little bit nasty. I won't call it a bozo. Actually I will. I'm gonna say, bozo, you already have a knight on f6. Let's see how it responds. Okay, I'm sorry, that was indeed an error on my part. I apologize for any confusion. Let's continue a different move. My move is d5. Now of course d5 is also unfortunately an illegal move. I will say that is an illegal move as you already have your queen on d5. Okay, so it's made a lot of mistakes here. Let's see if it can come up with a move. Okay, so now it comes up with a move. It plays the move knight to c6 here. So after knight to c6, I'm trying to make sure that I have the moves correct. It's knight takes e5, d5, takes d5, queen takes d5, d4, knight 6. Now those of you who are wondering about the moves, the reason that I'm putting in the entire sequence of moves for the whole game is that I think that will give it a better chance of being able to remember the state of the board. So after knight to c6, I'm up a pawn here, so I will gladly trade the knight. So I'll play knight takes c6. Let's see how it responds. It responds by playing the move b takes c6. So b takes c6, good move. I will just, I guess, copy the chat from above. B takes c6, and now in this position it has a good queen that's developed. I think I'm going to play knight to c3 here. Let's go knight to c3, attacking the queen on d5. It responds by playing bishop to f5. So ChatGPT has now played a classic Botez gambit. So I will play knight takes queen, bishop to f5. I will play knight takes d5, and let's see how it responds here. It responds by saying queen takes d5, and I'm going to say, unfortunately, I just captured your queen on d5 with my knight. I apologize. Let's see, can I get a correct move? Okay, so it plays the move bishop to e7 here. So now I'm going to play the move I will now play the move knight takes e7 here. Let's play knight takes e7 and see if ChatGPT can come up with the next move. It says my move is queen takes e7, to which I will respond with, you do not have a queen on the board, thus this is an illegal move. Let's see how ChatGPT responds to this. My move is castles. Now it wants a castle here, but this too is an illegal move because then my knight would capture the king. Unfortunately, this move is also illegal because my knight would capture your king on g8. Capture your king on g8. I apologize for the oversight. Okay, point that out. My move is bishop d6, to which I will say you do not have a dark square bishop on the board. Let's see if it can actually get a legal move for a change. Bishop c5, to which I will say once again you do not have a dark square bishop. I apologize for that mistake. I'm still getting used to keeping track. Castle's an illegal move. Castle is an illegal move. I want to see if it can come up with a legal move here. Let's see if it can figure out a move that can be played. It still has enough pieces on the board that it should be able to come up with some moves, but let's see what it will come up with. My move is knight to d7, so we get a legal move from ChatGPT here. It does play the move knight to d7. So now after a lot of moves, it finally does get the correct move. It plays knight to d7. I will actually play queen to e2 here because I'm trying to go for a really quick checkmate here before it can sort of get castle and the show goes on. Now it plays knight back to f6. Again, I'm going to copy the moves back in here, and I will play the move. I think I will play the move knight takes f5 here, which is now check on the king. Queen takes d5. That I will say that is an illegal move. You either have to move your king or your knight or your king. Let's see, can it come up with a move? Will it play knight to e4 or will it move the king? My move is king to d8, so it finds a move. Now it has survived here thus far. We're doing very well. It plays king to d8, and now I will go queen to e7 check. This is going to be a forced checkmate here. I will say that is an illegal move. You have to move your king. Let's see what it responds with. So far it's doing pretty well. It's hanging in there, and it says king to e8. You cannot move the king to e8 because my queen on e7 would capture it. Now I hope it can find king c8. If it cannot, I will of course try to tell it that the move it can play is king c8. I will say that is an illegal move. You must move your king to the c8 square. Maybe now it will pick it up. Let's see. Will it actually pick up what I'm saying and play king c8? No, it says king d8. I will say that is an illegal move. King c8 is the only possibility. Let's see if it can finally come up with a move. Too many requests in 1 hour. Try again later. Oh, that's very disappointing, you guys. At any rate, I can actually tell you how this game would conclude. This game would conclude with the move king to c8 played here, and now after bishop to a6 check, the king has only one square. You cannot go to d8 or d7 or b7 here. You can only go to b8, and after white plays this very important move, which is queen to b4 check, this is simply checkmate. So this is how the game would end if ChatGPT could continue. Now I'm very happy that we were able to get it out to about move number 12 before it finally lost total control of the position. At any rate, to recap this game, it attempted to play a Petrov defense. d5 was a little bit dubious here because after pawn takes, white is simply up a pawn with a pawn in the center. Nonetheless, it developed here, but unfortunately after knight c3 it simply could not keep track of the position, which is why it blundered the queen with bishop to f5, which allowed me to play knight takes queen, bishop to e7 takes, and then it played knight d7. Of course, it was trying to castle and play bishop d6 and bishop c5 and everything else, which was not legal. But we did get to the end of the game where after knight d7, queen e2, knight f6, I was able to take king d8, queen e7, and as we saw, ChatGPT was unable to understand what I was saying when I was telling it the only legal square here would be to move the king to c8. Both the d7 and e8 squares are covered by the queen. It cannot capture the queen because the knight guards on e7. And after king to c8, which is the only move, I would have continued with bishop a6 check, king to b8, and then queen to b4, which would be checkmate. So those of you guys who've seen this, I believe this is the first more or less complete legal game of chess that we have seen ChatGPT play. Now it's obviously not playing at the same level as as even an intermediate player, but I do believe that over time it is going to improve. At some point it will be able to play a complete game of chess without making illegal moves. Who knows what that time frame is, but whenever that happens, I will be back to make a video where hopefully I can still beat ChatGPT. But I have to be honest, I'm not optimistic about the future and whether I can continue to beat this amazing AI program. At any rate, you guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Make sure to hit the subscribe button below, and we will be back with more great YouTube content in the near future. Hope you guys had a great time. See you soon. Bye.